Just a few days ago, I went down to the Titleist Performance Centre and didn't leave empty-handed. I honestly think these could well be game changers in my bag. Today we're going to unbox them, see exactly what they are, see exactly what specs I went for, and see exactly how I think it could transform my game. So guys, in here, come on Stu, get right in, let's have a look what's in here. So there are only 2 golf clubs. I ordered 3, one's on back order, that's not their fault. They're just too good, so they don't have them in stock. But as you'll see, we don't just have any SM10 wedges. We have 2 SM10 wedges here, 56 degree and a 10 degree bounce S grind, and 60 degree. This is the one I want to show you, which is actually a wedge works, spit that out, K grind with a low bounce option. The reason why these are covered up, because they don't always come with the foil on them, is I've gone for raw finishes. These are going to look totally different in a few weeks' time. I might even do a follow-up video if you want to see it. If you do want to see it, hit that subscribe button, throw a like on this video, and comment below, James, what are they like raw? But for now, let's get these off and let's go and test them out on a wonderful, if this never goes to plan. Okay, so slight change of scenery, slight change of clothing, and huge change of fortune, because we now have all 3 of my new raw Vokey SM10 wedges. You see, when I tested the standard SM10 wedges, I got them in the kind of grey finish. I wasn't a huge fan of that. It actually marked up fairly quickly, and I think it's so important that when you do get new golf clubs that you plan on putting in your bag for quite some time, you're absolutely happy with them. So as you can see, we've now got the raw finishes with the black shafts. We're going to kick things off with the 50 degree, which is of course an F grind with 8 degrees of bounce. I think if you don't know your own wedge grinds, then like Bobby hasn't got a clue. Like, he doesn't know what grind he's got at all. So huge fan of that. You can see I've tried to, well, I've had them in the sink. So these will go rusty over time, and I'm really looking forward to that. But you can see here, even before it goes rusty, I actually quite like the look of that raw finish. You can see I have been using these a little bit just to get used to them before the review. We're 115 out here, into the wind a little bit. Can we just get a little bit of spin to control that ball? That felt really, really nice and soft. That's landed. Look how much spin that had on it. That is absolutely gorgeous. That's what you do anticipate from a new Vokey wedge, or you do in my opinion anyway. Can we just get a little bit more attacking? If that one flies, that's going to spin all the way back to the hole. Oh, look at that. Go on. Oh. I don't think you can beat new Vokey Day at all, especially when you're that excited, you know you've got the right specs for you. The raw finish isn't something that Vokey have done in the past, and I'm like really, really, really pleased that I held out for them and made sure I got the right ones, because I feel like short game's a little bit more about artistry and a little bit less about power. Go on. Oh, I'll tell you what. Very, very enjoyable. For me, the 50 degree is vital because I know it can carry between 100 and 110 yards. That for me is the only club where I think about full distances. The other clubs with the grinds and the lofts, I actually think more about short game, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you now. So when it comes to the 56 in my bag, this is a club which generally gets me out of jail quite a lot, especially from around this area. Now, I've been known to miss quite a lot of greens. That might surprise a lot of people, but even on different lies, so such as the fairway here, you can see just how lush Woolley Park Golf Club is looking at the moment. I feel like I can really control this ball flight, get a little bit of check, and allow the ball to release out nicely as I want to. Certainly having the S grind, I feel it gives me the versatility that I do want to play a different style of shot, certainly different areas of shots as well. So say if I wanted to play that a little bit higher, the S grind allows me to open that face and just start to play a variance of shots. You can see that percentage wise, you should always really try and play these down if you can. But I feel like with the right wedge setup, you certainly have a much better chance of getting the ball close to the hole and saving your par. And you see, with the sand wedge, the 56, versatility is important around the greens, as you've just seen, but I think it's more important here from this distance that, let's face it, everybody hates. This is the distance that either you leave yourself on a long par 5 if you're playing it well, or you leave yourself on a par 4 if you're not playing it well. So chances are you're under pressure to get it close either way to try and salvage your par or make your birdie. So what I really like about the Vokey wedges, and I've tried lots and lots of different wedges in the past. I've tried Callaways, I've tried TaylorMades, I've tried Tacomos, I've tried Ping wedges, TaylorMade MG4s, which I thought were really, really good. I always come back to Vokeys. I always come back to what I know, and I always come back to where I feel comfortable. So from here, anywhere within tour average would be around 20 feet, Chris, around that from 50 yards. So generally quite a difficult flag to get at, but I really feel comfortable with distance control using these wedges. That felt absolutely gorgeous, and you can see already that the new face on this Vokey is starting to take the urethane off those golf balls quite nicely. So I'm really looking forward to these getting a little bit more rusty, but I certainly feel as though this is a club that I can start to get to know, start to use to my advantage a little bit more. Went a little bit too aerial there actually, so we'll play this one down a little bit more. Look at that. They really do feel as soft as anything, and a lot of people do think that Vokeys feel soft because they're a forged club, and actually Vokeys are a cast club. They're not forged, so they're not designed to feel overly soft. They just do because of the materials that have been used. SM10s, obviously the story behind them is shifting that CG to allow you to play shots like I've just played there. I personally don't feel like SM10s have moved that far on than SM8 or SM9. We were lucky enough to spend time with the man himself, Bob Vokey, at SM8 launch, and that was a big shift in technology. But I think after that, realistically, we've not seen too much of a technology shift. We've just seen maybe a couple of different grinds, a couple of different finishes. The raw finish for me is definitely the one, and wait till you see the specs I've got in my lob wedge, because I feel like that could certainly be the one that gives, look what a horrible bounce that was. I'd say 3 inside tour average there, not too bad. Let's have a look at this lob wedge, because the lob wedge, in fact, come here. The lob wedge isn't even a standard SM10, it's actually a Wedgeworks. And the reason why I've done this is because when I was at Woburn at the Titleist Performance Centre, Brett, the mid-handicap golfer, was having a little bit of a wedge fitting. That's having a huge wedge fitting. That video is live now. But I was just testing the K-grind in the 60 degree in the raw finish. I absolutely loved it. And this is actually a K-grind, but with a low bounce option. So it's a little bit of an oxymoron, but I love the way it feels, love the way it glides through the rough out of the sand. That's exactly what we're going to show you now. So I thought we'd choose probably the hardest bunker shot on this golf course to show you my new Vokey SM10 Wedgeworks 60 degree. And bunker shots generally, I'm usually quite happy with them. I wouldn't say I'm the best bunker player out here, but I would say I'm pretty good. Out here's me and Chris, there's only us here. So realistically not too bad, quite a big ledge to go over. And the fact that I've got quite a lot of bounce here really helps me nip it just like that. That wasn't an easy golf shot. And the fact that this wedge really does fill me with that amount of confidence to be able to do that. I said lots of bounce, I meant lots of grind and camber. The bounce is actually fairly low on this, and you can see that already we're starting to get a little bit of marking in the front of that face. I might just leave that, to be honest, because sometimes when you get them out of the toe, it's a little bit, like, puts you off a little bit, doesn't it? But let's keep going and let's play potentially a higher one now, because versatility out of bunkers is key to potentially lowering those scores. If you can start to get bunker shots close, you can start to get a real confidence with bunker shots. It really, really does help. I'm trying to find myself like not easy lies, to be honest. So quite a wet, compact bunker as well. And how soft this feels, I'm really starting to feel like I've certainly made the right decision with this lob wedge. A lot of people would look at this and really not like it, but I feel like that K-grind's really allowing me to attack these shots. And I actually showed a lot of people this. I was really excited when I got it. I was like, oh, look at this, look at this, look at this. And a few people said, oh, it sits a little bit high off the floor. I don't mind that. If you're not playing links golf and you do have generally earth under the ball, it allows you to be a bit more attacking and start to play lots of different shots just like that one. Guys, they're my brand new wedges for 2024. I finally got the ones I wanted. They are in the bag, they're staying in the bag. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed that, smash the subscribe button. I'll take that all day long.